I always do this to you. I drop a late news right on
Right.
top of you.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Go
I
ahead.
always hijack the show. Breaking news, breaking news on,
Yes.
do you remember SignalGate or Whiskey Leaks as we were
Yeah,
calling it?
whiskey leaks. Yes.
Okay, well, I didn't think, you never think these things could get dumber, but when you have Republicans involved, it seems like they can always find a new way to be even dumber than they were.
What happened?
Oh my God, Mike Waltz. You know him? You know this guy called
Mm-hmm.
Mike
Mm-hmm.
Waltz? He's
Mm-hmm.
doing great work. Great work. He's great work. Not only was he photographed on his phone during a cabinet meeting,
Oh my
like
God.
he's got his under the table, right? So someone zoomed in on what he was using. It wasn't even Signal, right? It's this app called TM Signal by a company called Telemessage,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you can take the open source code for Signal and make your own app from it.
Oh.
They took the open source code for Signal and they basically stripped it of the security features,
Oh, great.
or most of them. So it's a spin-off of Signal without the security.
You're kidding me.
That's what he's using.
And they don't know the difference?
Someone did this for him because this is not an easy app to get. This isn't just something you can go to the App Store and download. You need to basically have a developer account to be able to put this on your phone. Which I could do that. I could get a developer account. It's only $100 from Apple. It's really kind of easy to. It's not that hard to
Mm-hmm.
get a developer account. But for these guys, I don't think they could do it because they're pretty dumb. So
Mm-hmm.
but you need this. It's kind of an extra another step. It's another level of requirement to get this thing on. And then the past week, that app
Mm-hmm.
it's been confirmed to have been hacked twice.
Nice. Oh, good.
So bad that Senator Ron Wyden requested that the Justice Department investigate, quote, serious threat to U.S. national security posed by telemessage, a federal contractor that sold dangerously insecure communication software to the White House and to other federal agencies.
Nice.
Not only is he using an unsecured app, apparently the federal government has been using it too.
I'm just shaking my head. I just.
Where is Doge? You have all these stupid little computer nerds running around and they can't even find this? What if they can't find this? I'm thinking, God, if they had found this, at least that would have been something. But they're not even finding this stuff.
I don't think they're even looking for stuff like this, are they? I mean, they're just interested in
Uh,
breaking shit.
you would
I don't.
think that they're supposed to go in there and find things that are not working and make them better and to save money and cut and fire people and
But
replace
you
them with
really think
software and all
that's their
this stuff. You
mission?
can't.
I don't think that's really their mission.
I read part of an article that we're talking that like they had an interview with one of these kids, and he says that's what they were trying to do. They thought they were going to go in there and bust down the door and find all this inefficiency and find people sleeping under their desks and stuff like that. And he says, like, quite honestly, he's like, well, God, gosh, it really wasn't like that. We wound up
Duh.
there when we found people, hardworking people doing good, doing good work, and it's like it's really hard to find efficiencies in these systems because they're already kind of efficient. So you have like one dozer who's actually on the record as being honest and saying, "Oh, we went into government and it actually is working pretty good."
Wow.
This reminded me of that guy who sold the Bush administration the fake bomb detectors. I don't know if you remember this,
I
but back
don't. I don't.
during the Iraqi War, it was a big problem with the Green Zone with car bombs.
Okay.
So this one guy who got direct access to the administration, he kind of bypassed all the layers of bureaucracy and was talking literally to Bush and Cheney. He gets right in front of them and he sells them this bomb detector. It's like it's a magic device. You just stick it under the car, and it'll tell you if there's a bomb under the car or
Mm.
not. Because it's really hard to find those things. Because cars are complicated. Turned out to be fake. It turned out to be, you know what? It was a range finder, like a device to tell you how far something was for golf. He took this golf rangefinder and stuck it on the end of a stick and then sold it for like $13 million.
Oh man.
And they used it. It was literally deployed in the field. We don't know if people died from this or not, but eventually it was found that it's like, guys, this doesn't work because it's just they like it was an off the shelf rangefinder.
And no one even bothered inspecting this POS.
That was,
That.
like I said, he shortcut and was talking directly to the White House people rather than going through the normal procedures of the Pentagon would have to vet this stuff.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, it sounds very similar. That's kind of bad news. Not bad news. It's disturbing. It's disturbing news.
I need to go back in time and have a little chat with John McCain and say, John, I think it's time to become a Democrat. You got to leave this party, man. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
Lead us all to a new home.
Right. And hang in there longer, dude. I mean, damn.
Oh, come on. You can't ask too much. The guy was in prison camp for how long?
I
His
know. I
arms
just miss
broken. The
him.
poor guy. I
I
know,
miss
but
him. I miss him. I wish he was still here. Anyhow, that's a great start to this episode 95.
I think, though, it puts in context my next thing that I need to say.
Mm-hmm. Which
We
is
started this podcast talking about the stupid things in the art world, right? Remember
right.
that? Remember the long ago?
I do. I miss those
And
days.
we like talking about art because sometimes there was joyful things in it, but a lot of the times it was just looking at the absolutely absurd, nonsensical things.
There was a lot of stupidity. There was a lot of nonsense.
Unbelievable. I mean, the art news it used to reveal the dumbest, most corrupt, most unbelievably inept news that people could generate.
Right.
But now Trump is outdoing the art world.
You're right. That's an interesting observation, James.
That's why we pivoted. We didn't even mean to.
And we pivoted so naturally. It was just like seamless pivoting.
Here's the thing. I think our vibe has always been the news that sounds like it's just like 1 inch away from being an Onion headline, but is real.
Right.
And that used to be the art world, and now, like, literally, invisible art was a joke that the Onion made, right? They had this whole article about how it was...
And it was
oh,
a real
no,
thing. Yeah.
my invisible art was stolen. Well, no, but the problem is there actually are artists that try to, quote, sell invisible art.
Mm-hmm.
Or not try to, actually do sell invisible art.
You're right. Oh, damn. The whole administration at this point feels like an Onion episode or an Onion, like just Onion Part 2 or I don't know. It could be a movie.
Yeah, because, Puro just got put in charge of, what was it, the D.C. courts or something? I don't know. It's like Puro.
Know.
I don't know much about her other than every single clip I've seen of her. I swear to God, I just assumed she was drunk. She looks drunk. Either that or there's something wrong with her brain. So it's like an onion piece. Like, how many drunks can you have in an administration?
I know. It's just terrible.
Can't have an open bar at the cabinet meetings anymore. He would go bankrupt.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That's funny, though. He's a teetotaler, and yet everyone around him is a fucking drunk. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a good point. He is a teetotaler, isn't he?
Yes, just like me. All I do is
just
drink
like
coffee.
I drink coffee, too.
Do you drink alcohol, though, too?
Alcohol does not mix with my body.
Okay, but you do drink. It sounds like you drink it, though.
No. I haven't had... No, so far in 2025, I've had no alcohol. And in 2024, I might have had a couple... No, I don't... let me just say no. I don't drink. It's not something I do. No.
Okay.
No, I don't have any alcohol in the house. Oh, of course I have, but it's not... But it's like
that's
not
barbaric.
something...
What if you have guests? I mean, I have whiskey.
I think I have some scotch in there. Or maybe some Irish whiskey.
I mean,
it was my dad's. I just kept it in the little thing in case someone...
But
it's not like I'd hit the bottle. I just don't because when I cope, I guess I cope with, I don't know, Starbucks.
Catherine, if you're worried about your income, I think I got 2 things for you that'll fix this immediately.
What?
Right? Okay, first, start drinking heavily, and second, buy a Tesla. Drive up to the White House in a Tesla drunk, and I think you'll get a job.
Oh my God. Speaking of economic woes, do you want to hear something?
Please.
I was like, I don't know if you've been reading the stuff about like what to buy before the tariffs like hit us in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I did buy a few things. I had to buy a washing machine.
Yeah, we talked about that. Did you buy one?
Did? I did.
Did you buy the LG?
I got the LG. And I got the LG dryer. And then they delivered an LG dishwasher that doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Wait a second. Hang on a second. You bought a washing machine and got a dishwasher.
Right, because the more you bought, you got discounts.
Oh, for the love of God, Catherine.
I didn't have a dishwasher.
I don't have a dishwasher either.
Well, I didn't really want a dishwasher, but I'm like, well, if I'm saving $600, then like dishwasher's $5.99, and so I went ahead and got it was like getting the dishwasher free. They brought the effing thing, and they cannot install it. It is in my backyard.
Oh, well, that's smart. Why didn't you put it inside at least? Or return it?
I may have to return it. You don't have a dishwasher?
No, you have to measure. One of the reasons I don't have one because I measured it, and I don't. We could maybe barely squeeze one in, but it would take a lot of work.
Yeah, this is going to take a lot of work.
If I won the lottery, I would probably redo my kitchen because part of the problem is the counters. The counters are too low, and they're also tile.
Exactly.
I hate tile counters. Don't ever put tile on your counters, people.
No, 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 no. There
Don't
is
do that.
no. That's what I'm dealing with now. It's always something.
Okay, but that was a self goal. You did that to yourself. You did
I
not need a
measured the effing
dishwasher.
thing.
It's just one more thing you need to deal with. So just don't complicate your life. Have
Okay.
fewer things.
Okay. Anyhow, okay. So that said,
Am I not lodged in your brain at this point to be the voice that says, no, Catherine, you don't need the dishwasher. Don't buy the dishwasher.
I don't think I need a dishwasher. I just needed some time. There was a lot going on this week. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I had a lot of shit going through my head. So now I have time to kind of air out.
That's not a good time to buy stuff.
I
You
had
have to be
to.
clear. You have to be clear-headed.
Costco was only guaranteeing the prices on any washing machine until the 14th, probably because of tariffs.
Probably. Oh, so they just wanted you to buy it.
So what else is going on?
I think you should buy some Trump coins.
Trump coins.
Take that dishwasher back, invest it all in Trump coins.
Well, I'm not going to be one of the people who makes like millions. I'll tell you
How
that.
do you know that?
Because
You could be the 59th person to make money on it.
Yeah, I'm not in the in crowd, James. Not in the in crowd.
I told you how to be in the in crowd. Get
Just
drunk and drive a Tesla.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Get drunk and drive a Tesla. Ugh.
I say you be the 59th person because it's been revealed through actual reporting that Trump released his meme coin before he was inaugurated.
Right.
So this is a meme coin is nothing. It's an NFT for those of you who remember what we talked about NFTs.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just it's a string of ones and zeros in a computer that you can pay for. It's nothing physical. It's nothing real. And I think there are going to be like 30 million of them or something like that eventually minted. I don't remember the actual. There's a lot.
I don't know.
But anyway, the point being that you can track these things.
Right.
And it's just, it trades like a stock. You can buy and sell them. And of the almost million that have been sold so far, only 58 people have made money off of the Trump meme coin.
Right.
The other 674,000 have lost money. That's not a good balance, right? That seems like a 1% kind of thing. And not only is in the 58 people who have made money, it's not a little bit of money. They're all over $10 million
$10 million
of profit.
apiece. Yeah.
So that's a little suspicious to me.
No.
It's kind of like a pyramid structure where you have all the loss at the bottom and just like one little dot at the top that's just extracted all this wealth from all this huge, vast number of people. I'm going to call it a pyramid scheme because it's like that.
I was going to call it pay for play because the interest spiked so high, like more than 50%, they said, after the website promised the top 220 people, the holders, a seat at the black tie dinner. Oh, black tie optional, excuse me, with the president.
I'm so overwhelmed by this story that I forgot that detail. That you're right. That they're basically selling. You can throw your money away and buy these meme coins, but if you become the top 20 holders of it, you get to have dinner with the president. Of course, those top 20 holders already exist, and they're already in that 58 number. Of 58
they're probably 58. Yeah, the 58. They call it crypto wallet. Is that a discrete person, or can the crypto wallet can a crypto wallet be like 10 people?
No, crypto wallet is basically just it's the thing you call where you have your cryptocurrencies and NFTs and whatnot. So it's a digital wallet. So if you started buying NFTs or bitcoins, you would have a wallet, and that would be the crypto wallet. So it's not a person or a thing. You have a wallet that you put your actual money in, right?
Oh, so this is a wallet you put your fake money, wallet you put your fake.
A crypto, like everything else that is crypto oriented, it's fake. So you're very well put. It's a fake wallet. It's your fake wallet for your fake currencies.
Crypto like cryptid, like fake animals.
Crypto as in encrypted.
Oh, I thought it was like crypto, like a cryptid, like a chupacabra.
And also crypto as in like crypt, where your money goes to die.
I see. Okay, it looks like they're investigating this though. The Trump meme coin.
Who is investigating it?
The lawmakers, actually, Senate Democrats.
The Democrats. Oh no, I'm scared. Oh no, the Democrats are coming for me.
And I was kind of reading about this World Liberty Financial. They said World Liberty Financial's related crypto venture, and it sends like 75% of its revenue to the Trump family. Isn't that a direct conflict of interest? What the hell is going on, James?
Well, obviously,
break it down.
It breaks the. I can't because there's too much illegality and shamelessness in it that it's overwhelming. So just be clear, this is a Trump endorsed coin, but it's not actually Trump's coin directly. He basically,
Hmm.
like most of the things he's done, he just puts his name. He's selling his name to someone to use for
Well,
cryptocurrency.
it's always hands off. It's always like arm's length, and then someone else
It's
takes the fall, right?
No, it's not so much that he's just too lazy to do it himself. Well, why would he
Uh,
believe if he was a smart person? Like if this is Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett wouldn't leave that money on the table. He would say, it's not that much extra effort to actually build a crypto company, so I'll build a crypto company myself and keep all the profits. Trump is
mm.
too lazy and too stupid to do that though, so he just sells his name. Like most of the buildings that have Trump on them, he didn't build them.
Oh, I
It's
know
easier
he
to
licenses his name. I
yeah,
know.
it's
I'm
just
well
easier to
aware of
sell the
that.
name.
Right, but with this is are you saying that World Liberty Financial is just not it's not a Trump thing then?
Well, it's not owned by Trump.
It's
It's
not owned
just
by Trump.
a bunch of assholes who got together and said, you know what? We can fleece the stupid people even better if we put Trump on it. So let's just use that. I mean, everyone's trying to sell coins, meme coins, and current
Yeah.
crypto coins. But what makes yours stand out? Well, if you have Trump on it, you can sell it to a bunch. And I went to the website,
Yeah.
and they do make it easy. It's like, yeah, you can, if you have cryptocurrency, you can use that to buy it, which is what any normal sane person who deals with
On a
Bitcoin,
continuum, right?
what they would use to buy it. But they also
Mhm.
have the ability to buy it with just a regular credit card.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, so you're setting up a crypto wallet for these people and taking their money and doing all this transfer nonsense. I'm sure they're charging $1 billion worth of fees. Oh, there was something else. Like, I think that company that you just mentioned,
Right.
whose name I've already forgotten, but the
World
company,
Liberty
yeah,
Financial,
thank you.
yes.
They've collected. Oh, I actually have a note on it. They've collected more than $324 million in trading fees, just
God.
trading fees. So the
Wow.
people who are going to that website, the poor MAGA schmucks who are
Uh-huh.
going to that website and say, I can't use Bitcoin to buy this because I don't even know what that is. They put their credit card in to buy the coin, and the fees they're getting charged. That's where that's coming from.
Holy
I
crap.
can't. And they're just being fleeced, and then they'll probably have no idea how to keep track of that coin. So even if it ever was worth something, they're never going to be able to sell it
Right.
because if you lose the string of numbers, zeros and ones that connect your wallet to you, and then your wallet to the coin, you can't get it again. It's like those stories about people who have spent like the last 10 years trying to find the laptop that their girlfriend threw out. They're going through the dump trying to find it because it literally has $1.5 million worth of Bitcoin in it.
Right.
It's just one of those things, and it
Great.
happens every day.
So anyway, so it sounds like the Senate Democrats introduced the End
Huh.
Crypto
Oh,
Corruption
hang on,
Act.
hang on, hang on. I know you want to get to your little Senate thing because you think the
I
Democrats are going to do something, but I
I
just
don't think
wanted
they're
to
gonna
point
I
out
just think that they're at least trying. I don't know. Are they trying?
this.
Go ahead.
This is a tie-in back to the art world. Like this used to be the stupid crap that the
Yeah,
art
I
world
know.
used to
I know.
do. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
our wonderful Damien Hirst, the guy who does like
Uh-huh.
puts jewels on skulls.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this we covered this a few years ago about him creating 10,000 of his little dot paintings and
Yes.
also selling them as NFTs
Mm-hmm.
and then burning the paintings. That's kind of the nonsense that used to be in the art world is now in the White House.
Right.
I don't know how to process this.
I don't know that we can process
It's
it.
like if Damien Hirst was president.
It would at least be pretty.
I don't think so. It would be dots. It would just be random
Well,
dots. It'd be
dots
like
are
a
better than
twister
that
map.
ghetto gold bullshit that he bought off of fucking Home Depot and spray painted. I mean, you
Oh,
kidding me?
I think it looks very nice.
It looks ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, this would be perfect. A couple months ago, I saw a Tesla parked in my neighborhood that was
Uh-huh.
painted gold.
Oh, a gold
That
Tesla.
would get you drunk driving a gold Tesla. That's even you get an immediate cabinet position from that.
Oh my god. Anyway, so well, fingers crossed on the End Crypto Corruption Act because they seem to think that the introduction of the bill, like they're saying that it's aiming to restore trust among the states and in Congress, and addressing the profoundly corrupt behavior currently taking place. I don't know. I'm just shaking my head.
What does it do, Catherine?
I don't know what it does. Is it?
What it does is it says the president and cabinet members can't sell meme coins.
Thank
Essentially,
you.
they can't sell cryptocurrency nonsense, which seems very specific.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they have no power, so they can't pass it. So I'm not even sure why they're talking about it.
Right. And didn't only like 13 Congress people admit to having crypto or something? It was a very small number that actually admitted to it.
I don't know.
Anyway,
That's your details you need to bring. I bring my
yeah.
details. You got to bring your details.
Yeah, I don't have the source document for that, but I recall reading it. But anyhow, what else we got, James? That just was
Oh,
depressing. Tariffs. We kind of tangentially talked about tariffs.
there's too much nonsense with tariffs to have any sensible response to it right now. Because now today it was from 145%, and now he's talking about 80%. Which, okay, so 80% is
Mhm.
lower than
Mhm.
145%,
Mhm.
but it's still batshit crazy high.
All I know is I went into an Asian market where I shop all the time. And it was a bigger one, not my little one on the corner. There were several, it was a little concerning. There were several shelves that were not stacked high. Usually everything's just like, it's so clustered and so crowded. And there were several, particularly with like the beans and legume aisle
Oh,
and the
yes,
noodles.
yes.
The noodles wiped the frick out, man. And this is a big store. Big store. The stuff was gone. The shelves were empty. There were no beans on this one side of the shelf, and we walked up and down to find their huge noodle aisle, and it was compressed into like 3 shelves, and a lot of it was gone.
Catherine,
What?
you should take a picture of stuff like that, and then you can share it on our Blue Sky account. Share it with the people.
I wanted to get one of my stickers that has Trump pointing. I ordered it off Etsy and it says Trump did this, but I was afraid to put anything on there
Well, you
shelving
shouldn't
it.
be putting stickers on people's
I would
shelves.
never do that, but I bought it as like just because I thought it was hilarious. But no, I would never do that. But that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, oh my God, like noodles are missing,
Well,
missing in
next
action.
time, take a damn picture of it.
I will. I'm going to go back and see if they've restocked because there were a couple of the customers staring in wonder and awe. And this one guy, there were no black beans. There were no beans. Gone. Anyhow, so I was just wondering, did you want to talk at all about what Hollywood plans to do?
Oh, love of God. I don't know. What does Hollywood plan to do? Because Trump is now putting tariffs on movies somehow. I don't even know how that works.
How the hell does that even work?
I don't know. He didn't really specify it. Like everything, he had whatever announcement he makes,
Uh huh.
it's so half-assed because he'll announce a trade deal and say, "Well, okay, the details haven't been worked out yet." If you don't have the details worked out
Nothing's
on
been
a
worked
trade
out.
deal, you don't have a trade deal.
In a nutshell, the only takeaway I had from this whole situation with these alleged Hollywood tariffs, well, I think it's shitting on artistic freedom. People should be able to film wherever the hell they want to. And if it's, New Zealand or
Well, I disagree. If you want to make American films, they should be made in America.
do you really disagree?
No.
Okay.
But why can't they shoot the films here in America?
Yeah, but I mean, where does it go? I mean, there was a quick article that I looked at. It was 8 key questions the industry is pondering and dreading. And it's like, will it be retroactive? What about Netflix? I mean, what about Netflix and all my Korean content? Is that going to be removed or like will I have to pay
God, I
more for
hope so.
Netflix? God, say no. Just say no. You won't remove the Squid Game, please.
Ew.
I couldn't watch the Squid Game part 2.
I didn't even try.
I tried. It was a hard no. I stopped. I couldn't do it. I don't even know what happened.
You know, you sent me that article this morning, which seems a little bit
Well,
rude.
I know it was,
But
but
I did start skimming it, but I stopped when I saw that the expert that they were talking to in Hollywood was partly responsible for Avengers: Civil War. I was like,
mhm.
oh, that's not art. Shut up. That's not art, man. These people aren't making art anyway, so I don't think you can complain about repressing artistic freedom because these people are making schlock.
Well, they're making schlock, but it also begs the question if this is going to affect post production, if it's going to affect foreign language
Sure.
distribution. I mean, that there's a whole, on Mubi, MUBI. I just canceled my subscription, but it was all foreign films, which I'm a huge fan of. And I just am trying to call like what I just don't need all these streaming services. Are we going to be
How many
cut
do you
off from
have?
anything? Now I only have one that I pay for.
Okay.
I have Netflix again. I
Uh,
pay for Netflix. Ooh, I know. I just got that back. And then I have like Disney, Hulu, and ESPN, a package that comes with my
okay. So
phone.
you said you had one. Now you have two.
that I pay. I said one that I pay for.
Oh,
I
Hulu.
only pay for
You don't
Netflix.
pay for Hulu?
Well, I probably indirectly through my Verizon.
You
I
do
get
pay
it
for
like
you. Oh my
free.
God! So you have Verizon? Jesus. I was looking at
Yeah.
plans the other day. Okay, so my mother-in-law is having a lot of trouble. We're trying to figure out. She can't basically use her phone because her hands are non-functional. So we're trying to
Jesus.
figure. And she's got a horrible Android phone anyway. These people were just terrible
Yeah.
at buying phones. She should have
Right.
bought an iPhone because it has a lot more accessibility features. But that's a whole nother
Uh-huh.
story. But I. So we were looking at different, switching over to an iPhone because it has more
Uh-huh.
accessibility features. I don't even think that would work for her because she's so far
Mhm.
gone. But we're looking at plans. And
Mhm.
when I got to Verizon, you do a web search for Verizon senior plans,
Mhm.
takes you to a page that says, "Ooh, wow, $62 a line," which is not a great deal compared to everyone
Mm-mm.
else.
No, it's not.
But then it has this little drop down menu where you can select where you are and what phone you have and all this stuff. And so there's you have what state are you in? We'll show you the deals you have in the state. The drop down menu for the states had one state.
Mm-mm.
It was Florida.
I know we don't have. There's no deals for Verizon.
So I guess if you don't live in Florida, you don't get a senior deal from Verizon.
Mhm.
And why
Mhm.
would you even have a drop down menu if you have one state?
I
I mean, it
know.
was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's like
I know.
you expect to see 50 or maybe
No,
a
no,
few.
no. I could have told you that. I tried this years ago.
Yeah.
I have like a contract. I mean, basically, my phone, everything will be done in October. And then I'm going to reassess like the phone situation. I just kept kind of going on, when everything was happening
Right,
here. It
right,
was
right,
just
right.
too hard to, and so the phone will be paid for, how they just,
Right.
I traded it in and they basically charge me and then credit me. It's just the weirdest thing. But all that nonsense will be taken care
Yeah,
of.
that's a huge scam, but that's okay,
Yeah.
especially with Verizon. But the sooner you can get off their contract, the better. And I would say that pretty much anyone else is better. AT&T looked kind of bad, which
Hmm.
surprised me because I was in
Hmm.
AT&T years ago, and they seemed pretty good and obvious
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
straightforward. But that they seem to be a lot of
Yeah.
obfuscation now involved in trying to figure out what AT&T offers. Mint Mobile was the cheapest. Obviously, they don't have the greatest coverage, but they were the most upfront and pretty darn cheap. And then there
Hmm.
was we're on Google Fi. And it's
Hmm.
a good deal, but you have to give up your iPhone. You don't have to give up your iPhone, but you don't get as good coverage if you
Yeah.
have an iPhone as
Yeah. I'm
opposed
kind
to
of hooked
some.
on my iPhone.
That's fine.
So,
That's a fair point. So T-Mobile maybe, or just go with the. It's not like you leave your home at all. So
right.
as long as you're covered with Google Fi, you could use it there.
Yeah. So, on that note,
Right. So the Hollywood stuff, I don't I only care. I mean, it's stupid. Obviously, it's very stupid because what does that mean? He does again. He totally half-assed it. He didn't make any details about what that means. No one knows what it means,
no one.
and it can't be enforced at the moment because it. What do you put the tariff on, and how are you going to put the tariff on? As you said, a streaming service from Netflix.
I mean,
But
I mean, and
when you hit play on Squid Games episode 2,
uh,
is it going to come up with a little pop up window saying, "Oh, you have to pay $10 in tariffs before you can watch this"?
good question. I don't think anyone knows. And I mean, and the I mean, will it bring production back to the United States? I mean, Hollywood has been not under fire, but for many years, it's no secret that people have been filming outside of Hollywood. It's no longer just the only game in town. Other
Yeah, but
places. I
most
mean,
of it
but
still happens there but naturally because that's where all the talent and all the materials are
right.
and all the people shooting this stuff. But that was the point I was making earlier. So I have Plex, and Plex is I love Plex because on the show details, you can see all the
Mm-hmm.
actors that involved it, and then you can drill down and you can click on an actor and drill down on them. And what
Mm-hmm.
I've learned over the years doing this, because I find it interesting to see what else they've
Mm-hmm.
been in. Even good actors, and most of their filmography
Mm-hmm.
is crap,
Mm-hmm.
like literally B-level horror films.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I watch a lot of sci-fi, so the horror is adjacent to that. I don't care about Hollywood anymore because they don't make art; they make schlock.
Yeah.
The 1% of what they make is any good.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the work of good actors and especially good writers and good directors, of which there are only a handful.
Mm-hmm.
But the industry as a whole, they prove it over and over again that they just don't care about quote the art when they have movies that are almost finished, but they realize it's going to cost a little bit too much to actually distribute them, so they cancel the movie.
Right.
And then the whole actor strike. it was estimated they lost $500 million from that, and it gave the actors and the writers everything they wanted anyway. So it's run by
Mm-hmm.
morons. The industry is run by morons, and that's who is taking most of the profits are the CEOs of Netflix and all the other ones. It's like it doesn't matter that the artists aren't
Right.
getting paid. There's a
Right.
woman
And that.
who one of the stars of Picard, the TV series Picard
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was on Paramount Plus. One of the stars in that was talking about how even though she's in a regular TV series, that a very prominent one, this was very prominent back in its day, 3 years
Mm-hmm.
ago,
Mm-hmm.
she was still struggling to pay her medical insurance,
Wow.
scraping by day. And this is basically a star.
Well, I know the writer's strike screwed up a lot of the series kind of things on Netflix that I was watching. There were weird endings, or they just ended, and I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking of
I don't
Sabrina
know.
or
It seems
whatever.
like maybe we should just end.
I know. All of a sudden, I'm like hot and I feel dizzy.
Okay.
This is like making me dizzy.
I seem to do that to you. I think we should call it. I think we should call it.